Good morning. It is now Sunday, early Sunday morning. I'm about to cook myself some breakfast. The girls are all sleeping still. So I just finished editing my vlog and realized that, look, bottom line is that I'm not recording enough. Like, I missed yesterday. So many funny things happened. And I only ended up recording like Krim calling Will's car an iPhone, which was fucking hilarious. And then like I didn't record this cool conversation that we were having in the living room with Mike and Bose. And you know what? Bottom line is this: I'm not recording enough. I'm not spending enough time over there. So today, Bose and I are supposed to go get some computers built at Micro Center, and that's what we're gonna do. But first, I'm gonna make some breakfast. I'm gonna get the day going. But I understand this, okay? I've realized this, and when I woke up this morning, I just realized that the last couple of days I've been in a slump. I've just been in one of those moods that you get in as a human, where you just don't want to do something, and it's not fair to you guys, right? I've dragged you along for 7 months, following my everyday. For me to shit the bed for 2 days in a row, for me to not record for 2 days, it's not fair to you guys. It's not fair to you guys. It's unfair, and I don't want to say it because it's swearing, but I need to man up. Because I woke up this morning and I'm like, what the fuck have I been doing? Like, worry not, friends. I'm back. Showered up and ready to go. I figured that I would make some breakfast for myself before I go anywhere else, and I figured that I would teach you guys. On a Sunday, typically and traditionally, I eat huevos con chorizo. A lot of you, Mexicans specifically, know exactly what that is. A lot of you, the rest of the world, kind of knows what it is. So it's pretty much Mexican sausage, eggs, beans, and like I add a little hot sauce to it. Let's get it. So you need eggs, chorizo, and actually, onions and jalapeno. Now the jalapeno and the onions is something that you can or cannot. It's up to you. If you don't have it, fine. It still tastes good. I'm gonna go for the extra oomph in my meal today, which is like pepper and that. It's gonna be amazing. Now I want to be clear on this very important fact. For me, cooking, because I like to cook, I like to grill. You guys know that. There's no one way to do things. All right. So just because I like to use chorizo, pepper and onion, doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way to do it. This is not the only way. I mean, if you're really asking what the basics are for huevos con chorizo, is huevos, eggs, and chorizo, Mexican sausage. Now you can get creative and add mushrooms and whatever it is that you do. Anything that you add to an omelet, you can add to this. All right. So traditionally, when you have like a side of bacon inside that, you don't have that because the meat is already in the eggs. It's scrambled in it. What I'm going to show you guys today is the way that I make my own stuff. And you guys thought that this was going to be one of the traditional boring vlogs. No, we're going to start it off with a kick, with a bang, with breakfast, with Señor Optic Hex, El Optic Hex. I personally like to cut from the back of the pepper. People have always cut this way and then worked their way up. I like to cut from the back because that's where the spiciest is. That's where the spiciest spice of the pepper is. So garbage. And then I like to cut thin slices this way. So I'll even go diagonal like this, so you can expose the pepper and the threads a little bit more. And again, personal preference as to how much or how little of this you put. I don't like super thick onions, so I'm gonna cut this down a little bit more. Okay, now that that's done, I'm gonna use half of a chorizo because it's just gonna be me eating. Okay, traditionally this feeds a whole family. I'm gonna go with this. My favorite is this one, Supremo. And you gotta make sure that it is the one with like the 3 peppers, the hot one, the spicy one, and it's made out of pork. Now this is like a super traditional Mexican breakfast. In fact, I think that this is as popular as it gets when it comes to Mexican breakfasts. Now the beans, these beans were made yesterday by Jude. All right, so since they were in the fridge, you're gonna add a little bit of water, refry those motherfuckers. This is my mom's recipe. This is like a tomato sauce with chile piquin. All right, I'll teach you guys how to do that some other time. But in the meantime, you gotta heat this up. You gotta heat the beans up. Actually, let's go here. Jude cleaned yesterday, so me making this mess is like super unfair. So I'm gonna try to be as neat and clean as possible. Listen, if you're gonna make a mess, you better clean your own shit. Nobody likes to clean your own shit. At least wash your dishes, all right? So for your sake, if you're lazy like me, paper plates is the way to go. What's gonna happen here is that I'm gonna start smashing it down, okay? Once it's smashed down, the grease is gonna start to like come out of it. Once the grease is out of it, that's when I'm gonna dump the onions and the peppers, and that's where they're gonna saute. You are going to kind of fry them, but not fully. Once that's done and once you see it, that's where I add the eggs. You smush them up a little bit, scramble them up, breakfast is served. Now, if there was anything that I can take pride in, is the fact that my mom taught me how to cook breakfast from a very, very early young age. She's like, hey, can you scramble these eggs? And I was like, I don't know how to do it. She's like, well, get over here and do it, right? So, you know, she threw it in there, and then I just scrambled it. And I was like, oh shit, that's easy. And I was like, and then I just got a little bit more curious with cooking, right? And cooking for me has always been one of those things I just love to do it. Whenever there's a barbecue party, I'm the one that's grilling. Whenever there's like anything food related, I like to be involved. One, I love to eat, right? I'm a fat ass. And two, I don't know, I just like cooking. I like the art of it. It's really cool. And I've always said, before my time on earth is done, I will own, manage, and serve at a taco truck. The best taco truck ever. I'm talking about fire tacos all day long. No choices. You get what I'm serving you, boy. Damn it. I broke my most favorite plate ever. God, it's got a big chip right here. Breakfast is now served. Eat up. All you need to get is your drink, and then you're ready to go. Spoon not needed. Fork not needed. Use your hands. Use the tortilla as the scooper upper. All right, I'm gonna eat. You guys won't see that. You guys don't need to see me smashing on all that goodness. I mean, you've already been teased enough. All right, so for me to start eating in front of you, that's just not something that you guys want to do. Anyway, I'm gonna eat, and then we have to head over to the computer place to build the computer. You have to look at this. Look at these dogs eating salads. Isn't that the weirdest thing ever? Dogs eating like vegetables. It's like a Caesar salad though. Right, Choach?
But he's eating it too.
Oliver?
Oliver likes sweets. That's why he's eating it.
That's crazy. Basher. Basher. Louis. Louis. Wah, 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 wah. Look at him. Look at him. All right, leaving Micro Center. I think I spent a little bit too much on the computer, but I think that it'll be worth it due to the fact that I'm going to be using it a lot, or that's the plan as of right now. All right, now I'm headed over to the Scuff House because we are filming 2 episodes of Smooth Competition. Due to the fact that we have a lot of travel coming up, it is imperative that we get some film in the can, as they say. That way we are ahead. That way, by the time that we get back from Orlando, we're gonna be pretty much smooth sailing, and every episode that we record is gonna be like months in advance, not months, but weeks in advance. That way, we're not stressed out in terms of gathering people together to record, gathering people together to get ready, essentially, right? That way we can just record at our own pace whenever time allows. Another thing is that I'm gonna try to record a 3rd episode this week. That way we can be 5 weeks ahead, and then it just gives us more cushion to be okay. We will continue to film Smooth Competitions up to 2 a week as the time comes along, because once winter comes, then it's gonna get a little bit more difficult, because to me, creating and building a snowman challenge is not gonna be as fun. I'm gonna try to find a gym. I'm gonna try to rent a gym at night where we can go and just do stuff, because this is becoming a little bit too much. All right, at the Scuff House now, we're about to start filming smooth competition. We're gonna try to figure out 2 things to do on this table. We're gonna do ping pong, and more than likely we're gonna do Jenga, like not giant human Jenga, but like a regular Jenga. We're gonna do teams. We may scrap that though. We may scrap it. All right, since I'm always the one that says this one was a really good smooth comp, I won't say it.
Okay.
How was it?
It was fun. I had a great time.
Stop! Why are you always dancing, man? No one.
I didn't even know you were recording.
Yeah. Nick?
What's today's smooth comp? I had a blast in today's smooth competition video. How about you guys? Some of the other guys.
Super Jones out here.
Oh, shit, that was good. So I decided to take a quick trip up to my mom. She made caldo de res. You guys have seen me eat that before. It's delicious. All right, so I'm gonna eat that right now. I'm gonna say hello to my nieces. I'm gonna say what's up to my brother, and obviously say hello to my pops and my moms. So let's go. Having lunch with my pops and my mom. Soup, meat, molcajete salsa. Just left my parents' house, super duper full, stuffed like, surprised if I don't fall asleep at the wheel. Stuffed. Like, heck, your fat ass shouldn't have been eating all that stuffed. That's how much I ate. Anyway, I'm headed to the Scuff House now. We're gonna record the podcast. The problem with the podcast is not that you use traditional video, right? It's a 1 hour long podcast shot with 2 cameras, edited by 1 person, syncing, 2 cameras, 1 audio, and that's how it goes. So it's not an easy process to record the podcast. I'm gonna figure out whether or not I am able to record the podcast on my laptop. If I'm able to record the podcast on my laptop, we're gonna be in good shape, because I can take it with me anywhere that we go. To give you an example, right? If I went to London, we could record a podcast with any other Deserto guys who I think are amazing at podcasts. If we go to an event, we can record, let's say this upcoming event in Orlando, I can literally bring the microphones, set it up, okay? And have Killa as a guest. That sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's imperative, and it'd be so awesome if I can record it with my laptop. So, figuring that out, you just sit there, you relax, let's get to the house and record it. So that's some bad news and bad news. We decided to not record the podcast today, but instead record it tomorrow with a little bit of a better format. Okay, so I'm gonna be in charge of that. I'm gonna make sure that the podcast from here on out has structure, goddammit, not sit there, write a couple of things that happened, and then we're gonna talk about it. That's usually what we do. And for the most part, and because, you know, Embo's, Big Time, and myself have known each other for such a long time, we can riff off each other for hours and just talk and converse and just have, you know, endless amounts of input into whatever topic. But that's a little bit too much of a freestyle type thing. We're gonna write it out. We're gonna write out the format, the topics. That was a little bit more structured, and that way, when we and as we go along, we get a little bit better at the podcast. Because just sitting down and talking is like fun and all that, but I want it to be funny. I want to bring out their personality. Because if we're able to do that, if they are able to come out the way they come out, when we talk, when we just have conversations, everybody's gonna laugh. So that's gonna be good. But yeah, after that, I just came home, had I don't know, my sister here. My sister was here and her boyfriend, so we just sat around the table, talked for a little bit, and then I ended up just coming to my office and booking a couple of flights for us, and that's that. Here we are. I'm about to start editing. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys leave a like if you guys did enjoy it. I'm sorry that it's this long, okay? But it is what it is. Having said that, with that said, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, as usual and as per usual, at the same damn listen to this. So, dude, I'm gonna but 5 to 6 years,
see which one's faster. I mean, 5 to 60 technically should be faster, but it's not. It's never faster.
Is this car faster